Hi Aquariuses, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is a general reading. Please take what resonates, leave the rest. If nothing resonates, just check back next time or look at your moon and your rising signs. Alright, so we're in retrograde. I am a Gemini, so my voice is very melancholy today. I'm very not low vibrational energy, I'm exhausted. Going through my own stuff, you know? So, we have, like I said, the retrograde. Friday is the only 13th of the year. We have an eclipse coming in soon. I swear May is always jam-packed with stuff, I swear. Alright, so as you can see, I'm shuffling. We're pulling some cards out here. See where your energy is at or what messages need to start this reading. Can I get 2 more cards, please, Spirit? Thank you. Okay. Wherever you are at in this retrograde, Spirit just wants you to know that you are not alone. Spirit is there helping you work through this. And if anything is coming up to an extreme where you feel like you want to pull your hair out, I just got a picture of myself pulling my hair out because I've been there before. Spirit just says, breathe through it. Don't force it. Don't push it back down. Just let it happen. Okay, whatever is meant to happen will just happen. We can't, there's only so much that we can do, okay? So here we go. The first 2 cards up top, we have success and honesty. Success says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Honesty says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Okay, so and this is pretty funny because I didn't even really look at these cards when I was saying before, you know, just let things happen, okay? Allow yourself to understand the truth of whatever you're going through right now. Because you will overcome it, because you love yourself enough, and there are people around you that love you enough that want you to succeed, okay? So the bottom 2 came out in reverse. Love and freedom came out in reverse. Love says, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. This is something that is very challenging for people that have had traumatic lives or had many traumatic moments in their lives or didn't have people around when they were growing up. Okay, this is something that's maybe a lesson for you to learn, to start changing the way you see yourself and the way you see the world. Okay, perfect example. I used to hate my parents. I don't talk to them anymore, but I used to hate them for how they've made me feel, how they were never around, how they didn't see my pain because their pain was too much to bear. And as I got older and now that I've worked through my own traumas, I understand. My traumas made me into not such a great person in my 20s. My late teens and 20s. I'll add my late teens to that. And this may be your lesson, is to learn to see things differently. And I'm not saying you have to go back to those shitty people. I'm just saying for your own sake, forgive them and let them go. And learn to see things differently. Freedom in reverse says, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness, okay? Freeing ourselves from the trauma, the turmoil, the frustration, the anger, the sadness, and the lack of the ability to be able to tell your truth to the people that it matters most to. It doesn't matter. Because they're never going to understand. Okay? You could be blue in the face, screaming or just talking to them, telling them how they made you feel. They're not going to understand. They're too narcissistic. All they see is you pointing fingers and blaming them, okay? So you need to free yourself from this trap here, Okay, but the good news is that the final card came up in upright, and it says trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Okay, and you have that trust there. Okay, so it's kind of like a puzzle. You have some pieces already put together. Ooh, puzzle sounds like fun right now. Oh gosh, sorry. I love doing puzzles. Anyways, but you're trusting the process, okay? So even if you feel like you're ripping your hair out, it's okay. You'll get through it, because deep down you trust the process. You've either seen or heard people get through some pretty harsh shit, and you're like, okay, so I can trust that, right? Okay, let's move into tarot. All right, current energies, future energies, spirits, guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters, ancestors. Let's bring in some messages for Aquarius, please. Current and future energies. Current and future energies, please. Ace of Wands. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Queen of Wands. Ooh, girl, she is on fire. Three of Swords. Ten of Wands. Four of Swords. And the Tower. Bottom of the deck, overall energy, we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so, this is confirmation of what we were talking about earlier. There is something, it could be inner child work, it could be just something from your childhood or your past in general. Pinpoint that where you feel you need to go. Like Spirit will always tell you to trust the process, trust the feeling, be honest with yourself. Where is that energy coming from? There is something that you need to see. There is something that needs to change your point of view on, okay? You need to see this situation or this moment differently. Okay, so the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Swords came out for the current energies. Now, interestingly enough, I know that the Three of Swords talks about so much pain and suffering. It's like, it feels like you're being stabbed in the heart by somebody else or two other people. But here's the thing, the words that I heard come out is that you are being given the opportunity to transmute that energy. Because I saw what's in her hand, right? She's got energy in her hand. So what Spirit is telling you is to put that energy in your hand and transmute it into something better. Don't let it keep you suffering. Okay? This is your opportunity to free yourself from this. Clarify. You have so much more power. Gosh, my cat has the zoomies. You have so much more power than you realize. Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you're, like I said, you're transmuting this energy. You're shifting the energy. You're learning to bring love into the situation, taking care of yourself. This isn't necessarily about another person. This is learning how to love yourself. Yeah, Ten of Swords, you're teaching yourself how to end the suffering, to end the pain, to end the lack of love and freedom within yourself and around yourself too, because you got to remember that it's not just you, it's also the people that you keep around you, right? They keep you, or you keep them, however that works, that energy, that stuck energy, okay? So, let's see. Future energies. We have the Ten of Wands, the Four of Swords, and the Tower. Yeah, you're realizing you either are trying to take on too much, or you've taken on too much, and now you're giving that time, that space to heal, right? And things are beginning to change, to shift. So once you realize how much power you actually have to change the narrative, you start to see the change in the narrative, right? Perfect example. I'll give you a little insight on my life. So I'm still trying to upstart things in my own world with this and with yoga and Reiki healing. So I have a part-time job that sometimes takes over past the time that I want to give them the time, or the allotted time that I give them, right? And I keep telling them, like, after this time of day, like, I'm no longer available. Whether I actually am or not, whether I can stick around for longer, I still stick to that, hey, it's 2:00. I'm out for the day. Like, if somebody calls me, or I'll try and check in between other things. And even if I'm going to spend the rest of the day watching a TV show, I don't give a flying fuck. That's my rest time, because I put a lot of energy into not only that job, but trying to get all this other stuff going. Okay? So you're realizing you have to pick and choose what really matters most to you. Yeah, spending time alone is very healing for you as well. Yeah, you're starting to overcome things that Spirit had tested you for, or tested you on, and you're starting to move in a healthier direction, because you're choosing yourself now. And that in and of itself right there is this energy of love and freedom that came out in verse in the beginning. You're changing the narrative. All right, let's go into the spiritual energies. And the spiritual energies are around... So the first two set of cards that came out, we have Spirit of Wolf and Spirit of Elephant. So the wolf talks about being a loner, being fierce, using your instincts. And then we have the elephant, which is about community, social, and companionship. So Spirit is telling you, be very, very picky at who you allow into your life. Be very, very picky. There is a specific group of people that are meant for you, and everyone else needs to go fuck off. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it right in your gut. Butterflies are not a good sign. The second group of cards, we have Spirit of the Ring, Spirit of Gargoyle, and Spirit of Hecate. Spirit of Ring talks about our contract, promise, commitment that we create before we come back. So with that said, you have a specific goal. You have a commitment, a contract of what you came here to do. So Spirit is telling you, you are well protected. Nothing truly bad is going to happen to you unless it's part of this contract. Honestly, I feel like if you're at a certain point, most of the bad stuff has already happened to you. I can't promise that, but either way, you are protected from what you're not meant to experience, okay? And you're protected during the day and during the nighttime, okay? This goddess protects you during the night, and the gargoyles protect you during the daytime. Okay, because you have a purpose. Don't ever doubt that. Spirit of the Crystal Ball and Spirit of Stone. The Crystal Ball says future predictions, divination, and then Stone says frozen, delayed, longing. Some of you might be getting a message of when the pain and suffering will end exactly for you. That could be, it's going to be different for everybody when you finally find love and freedom for yourself. Okay? Because you feel like there's this weight, and if you're like me, I'm a Gemini, and this retrogrades hit me pretty hard in different ways every time. Right now my energy is very, very low. It's also been super warm all of a sudden where I live. There wasn't like a gradual warming or anything. It was just like, bam, 90 degrees, humidity. Let's just dive into summer. It was cold last week, like 40s and 50s. So Mother Nature just... Oh, no, not Mother Nature. That's climate change. It's like we're in for another hot summer. Although I'm not complaining. I enjoy the summertime. I just don't like walking outside and just literally sweating through every surface of my body. All right, so final messages from Spirit. Interesting. Living in the past and soulmate came out together. Your person who's connected to you in the 5D is telling you to stop living in the past. There's a relationship you're holding on to that's stopping from your person to come in, or stopping your person from coming in. They're not your real soulmate. They were a karmic partner. The wisdom that you will gain from your shadow work, and it's not even just like the extreme pieces, it's the small moments, okay? The mini aha moments where you're like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. That's why I did that. And that's how that happened, or that's how that came to be. Some of you are meant to write a book. I always cover that side because not everyone's meant to write. Some people are just meant to journal. Some of you are meant to write your stories. Okay. You're in the midst of a transformation. Okay. So we have double confirmation that when you feel you need to rest, you need to rest. Meditate so you can hear the words of your guides. And find direction, find purpose, find freedom, find love. I always think that looks like a cross between, she looks like a cross between, who's the girl from the Kissing Booth? Joey something, I'm drawing a blank. And Selena Gomez. I don't know if anybody feels the same way, but I don't know why. Yeah, you're closing out a major cycle for yourself, especially if you clear out this energy and allow that shift to happen, okay? Double confirmation, your spirit guides are guarding you as well. Fight, flight, or freeze defense mechanisms. Those triggering moments, those are your answers. Or at least leading you towards the answer of what is causing you to feel that way, what is causing that energy to come up. And I know it sucks, trust me. I have spent my entire life with not just regular anxiety, because I've been diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder on top of PTSD. So I have anxiety for my anxiety, as I always like to say. It won't be, as you begin to understand what the anxiety is trying to tell you, the anxiety will begin to dissipate, okay? It'll start to calm itself, and your body will begin to regulate properly, okay? All right, Aquariuses, that was one hell of a reading. I hope it helps. Thank you for your time and energy, and I will talk to you guys next week.